Hey guys, so today I have 11 books to do a book review video on. And this is the second part of my Christmas book review video. And I have to do this really fast because it's been really busy here. And I just want to get through this so that I can relax. So, the first book is a 2-in-1 book. And this is called His Christmas Baby. It's by Laura Marie Altom and Marin Thomas. And it's a 2-in-1 book. So there's two stories in it, two separate stories. This is what it looks like, and this is like a Harlequin book. And the first book in the set was about this man who was a Navy SEAL, and after a one-night stand, he ends up getting this woman pregnant, and she wants to not get rid of, but she wants to put the baby up for adoption because she couldn't get in contact with him for months because he was on an assignment, and she just decides, I'm probably not going to be a great mom. So he comes to town after getting her voicemail and decides he wants to change her mind. It's basically like him trying to persuade her to change her mind and everything like that. And the second story is the surgeon's Christmas baby. And this one is about this man who meets this woman he's hitchhiking back to where he lives, and they end up meeting each other, and he ends up working on her ranch that she inherited because of her parents' situations that happened in their lives, and she has to take care of her brother, and her brother is this teenager who always gets into trouble. He's more of like a delinquent because of the stuff that happened in his life. And this was a cute story. Obviously it takes place around Christmas time at the end of this book, but yeah, I always have this, like, in the winter I always get this, like, mucus stuck in my throat, and no matter how much I, like, drink, like, water or something to get it to come out, it doesn't. So I'm sorry, that's a little TMI. But this one is just a single book. It's called Christmas in Icicle Falls. It's by Shelia Roberts. This is what it looks like. And this book is sort of like, if you like the Cedar Cove and the Chesapeake Shores, kind of how there's like a main problem, but then other people have problems in the book too, that kind of thing. This book is for you because that's exactly what this is about. It's about this one woman who, she's not having a great, there's like a couple of different people, but it's about this woman who wrote this book called A Guide to Happy Holidays, who is trying to find her way in life. Like, her best friend went on this trip with this guy she really liked, and she thinks that they're together. There's another woman who, her son has these learning disabilities where his dad didn't want to stay in the picture. So she's a single mother taking care of this kid, and she has this horrible neighbor, and she's trying to, like, bring some Christmas spirit to him and try to make him, like, happier. And then there's this other story where there's this woman who, one of her sons married this woman who, or not married her, but got her pregnant and wanted to marry her. And she's just, like, not the one that she thought he was going to end up with. So she really doesn't like her. She excludes her out of different activities and stuff like that. Now, this one is a Victorian mystery. It's Mrs. Jeffries and the Merrymen. And this is by Mary, I don't know why I said that. Her name's Emily Brightwell. This is what it looks like. And this is about, this detective who gets help from his staff trying to solve mysteries with him. So the chapters are really long because it's kind of like in 3 parts, where it's the detectives figuring out what they want to figure out, and then it's the staff who's talking to people too about whatever happened, and then the third part is where the staff gets together and talks about what they all figured out, or it's about what Mrs. Jeffries, the head maid person, is telling her employer. And this is about this man, Orlando Edison, and he um is a stockbroker, and he does stockbroking for like mining things where he tries to make a fortune in that, and he ends up dead. And it's basically, and it's the Merrymen is basically like this group of people that were dealing with the mine stuff, like a stockbroker thing, and they think Orlando was part of it, or that these people were trying to get him to work for them and it didn't work. And it takes place a couple days before Christmas. And it was nice. Like, the only thing I don't like about these books is that chapters are really long in it. So if you can't read chapters that hold your attention for a long time, this book might not be for you. But I have, like, I think 1 or 2 more of these books. And that's why I'm always on the fence with these books, because it's like, I really want to like them, but then they always have to be really long chapters. So this is another Harlequin book. It's called Holiday Baby. It's by Jenna Mindel. I don't know. This is what it looks like. And it's about this woman who comes back to her hometown, and she comes back to her hometown with this baby. And she ends up, she's terrified because this accident happened a long time ago. And with her and this babysitting job she had. So she's really careful with her baby. And she ends up meeting this man who wants to be with her, even if she has a baby, kind of thing. And it was a nice little story. Like, I really liked this book. It was really different compared to the other books. And he is the guy she met is the baby's father and stuff. And she doesn't want him to, it's basically a thing where she doesn't, like, she's basically those people that, like, I don't care if you're in our kid's life or not, because she could clearly take care of the baby herself, kind of thing. So this one, it's the same kind of thing. It's a mystery book, and it's called Mistletoe Murder. It's by Leslie Meier, and this is the Lucy Stone mystery. And it centers around this one woman who she's working in this store, and this is what it looks like. And it's crazy busy because it's the Christmas season, and she finds this man dead in his car, and she thought that he committed suicide, but when the police came to ask her questions, it turns out that he was murdered, and she has to go figure out who really did kill this man and why, that kind of thing. And I think it's really, like, I mean, all these books that I read, except for these two, were basically, like, you know, like the love stories, but it was really nice how sometimes the mystery stuff can get into it, and it's a lot different. It breaks up, like, the monotonous of the love fest kind of thing. Now this one is I think it's a it's a 2-in-1 book. It's by Marta Perry and Patricia Davis. Patricia Davis usually writes Amish Harlequin books, and this is called An Amish Family Christmas. This is what it looks like. The first book is called Heart of Christmas, and it's this woman is a teacher, and she's doing the Christmas play pageant thing, and she gets these 2 new students to her class. It's the guy that she used to like in their community, and he left and married somebody else, and he's back because his wife died. And his daughter is really shy, and his son is just like this bad attitude type of boy and does bad things, and not until the end of the story do you know why he does it. And she's just trying to do this play, and he helps her out and stuff like that, and they learn, you know, like, to be friends or be civil to each other and that kind of thing. And this other one is, the next one is called A Plain Holiday. And this is where this family has to go live with their Amish grandmother. They're not Amish because the daughter, or the daughter, um, their grandmother's Amish, but then her daughter, or whatever, yeah. The kid's grandmother, I'm trying to make sense of it. The kid's grandmother is Amish, but the grandmother, her daughter, went on a Rumspringer, which is like where they don't get baptized yet into the church, and they can go see the English ways and see if they want that or not, and they won't get in trouble for it, or maybe they do, I don't know. And they end up living with her for a little bit while their mother and their father go away for Christmas. And this snowstorm happens where they're left with their grandmother, some of the farm hands, and their nanny. And the nanny actually falls in love with this man who I think she fell in love with before. And it was just a nice, cute little book. Like, usually I only like one of the books when it's like a 2-in-1 book, but this two set was actually really good. And it's a larger print, so you know how like Harlequin books are like this small one, now they're like bigger, but it's not like the chapters are longer in it, they're the same amount. And it was just a cute little story. I really liked it. And the second one really brings in more of like the family spirit kind of thing. Now this one is just a single story, and this is The Christmas Shop. It's by Nancy Naigle, and this is what it looks like. And this book is about this woman who owns this small town Christmas shop, where it used to be her grandmother's or somebody in her family's, and it got inherited to her. And this big box store Christmas shop actually comes to town, and she does not like it. And she's just debating on if she should just stop the shop because of this big box store type of store opened up and stuff. And she gets help from this guy who, her niece wants her to write a letter to Santa Claus, and these letters get read, and then it's not auto-generated, it's actually somebody really does respond to all these children. And it turns out to be the head of the guy who runs these big box store Christmas stores. And she doesn't know until like the end of the book. And so she really hates this guy in real life. And then when they find out about who each other is, then it gets kind of, I don't know the word for it. It gets kind of spicy, I guess you could say. I don't know. But yeah, it was a really good book, and it's a longer book, but it's worth it because it is really cute. This is another 2-in-1 Christmas book. It's called Christmas on the Ranch. It's by Arlene James and Lois Richer. This is what it looks like. And the first one is called The Rancher's Christmas Baby. It's about this guy who his mother ends up at his doorstep because she needs some place to go, and they don't have the best relationship. And she comes with this friend, kind of nanny type of woman, who tells this guy that his mother is dying, and she has this baby, and he doesn't want to like admit it because he's like, like they didn't have the best relationship when he was growing up and stuff like that, and he doesn't want to get wrapped up into caring for a baby that probably is getting a better life than he did and stuff like that. And he ends up trying to realize that, like, if his mother dies, he's probably gonna have to take care of this baby. And he ends up getting help with or gets help learning from this woman. And the second one is called Christmas Eve Cowboy. And it's about this woman who moves to this small town who has to work with this man who's like a rancher trying to do this Christmas choir thing for it's all with kids in it, and it's she doesn't really want to do it because it's something that happened before, and she doesn't really like Christmas, and he's trying to get her to join or direct it and give her some Christmas spirit back. So this one is another Holocom book. I know this video is really long because I have a lot of books. And this is the Wyoming Christmas Quadruplets. It's by Jill Kemerer. This is what it looks like. And this book is about this man who is taking care of these quadruplets. Yes. I don't remember how. Oh, it's they're not his, they're his sisters, and she's going through this postpartum depression, but she doesn't want to admit it. And her brother is helping take care of these children probably like 99% of the time than she is. And he's like, I can't do this by myself. His brother-in-law is a rancher, and he's on his ranch all the time, and she's cooped up in her house. She doesn't want to take care of the babies because she has postpartum depression. So he's like, hey, I need help. So he ends up hiring this nurse, but she's only supposed to be there until Christmas, and then she's supposed to go to nursing school. And she ends up trying to tell this man's brother-in-law that, his wife needs to take care of the babies and needs to see somebody because of her postpartum depression, or get her to see that she has postpartum depression because she wants to deny it. And it was a really nice little book. Like, there was a lot of drama in it, but it was a nice little book. And this one is, last but not least, is the Amish Cookie Club Christmas, and it's by Sarah Price, and I think this is like a series of books. There's recipes in the back for Christmas cookies, and this is what it looks like. And it's about this. The premise is it's about these women who get together and make cookies for this woman's farm market booth, I think it is, or their store. And they go around and they talk about their problems and trying to fix them. And Edna is this woman who she runs this like touristy thing where they can come and eat food at her place and stuff, and she needs help, and this woman who works for her ends up breaking her leg, so she can't do it, so she needs to find somebody else to help her and stuff like that. And it was a really nice book, and it takes place around the Christmas time, obviously, and stuff like that. And it was like a really good book. I would read more of this in the set if I could find some more of these books. But that was all the books I have for this Christmas book review video part 2. Hope you guys have a wonderful holiday season. I'll see you guys next time with another video, and hope you guys have a wonderful day.